So in this video, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to the cost of college. One of the reasons that people end up dropping out of school is that college costs a lot more money than people realize. In this video, I'm going to talk about some kind of unknown ways that college costs money. Now, obviously, there's like the hidden costs of colleges, and you've got like books and fees, and you've got like on-campus healthcare fee, or, oh, the cost of your flights and travel and like the cost to fly overseas for study abroad. I'm not talking about that, you guys. I'm not even talking about how your parents are going to have to pay for that apartment in New York City while you do that internship program that your college so wonderfully got you an unpaid internship in. I'm going to talk about why college is a financial decision that students and parents really need to make together, and why it's so important that you are academically prepared for college, that you can survive college, and that you make it through to the end and graduate. One of the most important things for you to do as a student is to graduate. So the first thing that I want to talk about is college is way more expensive than a lot of families realize, because the majority of students in the United States do not graduate in 4 years. The official four-year graduation rate for students attending public colleges and universities is just 33.3%. The six-year rate is 57.6%. At private colleges and universities, the four-year graduation rate is 52.8%, and 65.4% earn a degree in 6 years. Essentially, what I'm saying is there's a 50-50 shot that you're going to get out of college in 4 years. Here's what that means. You are sold a sticker price when colleges come and advertise to you and say, come to our college, we're amazing. We want you, smart kids, yay. They tell you how much it's going to cost for about 4 years, right? They may even be nice enough to project out, including rises in tuition and fees, right? Because those might rise anywhere from 1% to 8% a year or something like that. And sometimes that can catch you off guard. Sometimes they won't even tell you that those costs are going to go up. I'm not even talking about that. What I'm talking about is that you thought you were getting out in 4 years, right? And you know the cost of attendance for 4 years. Half of students aren't going to take 4 years. They're going to take longer. And so that price tag is going to be higher than what you bargained for. Why is that? Well, one reason is if you haven't figured out your major and you go to a public university, there's certain prerequisites you have to take. There's certain classes you have to take to graduate. You might also get a D in one of your classes and have to retake it, right? There's all kinds of things that can happen after you get to college that are going to cost you more money and make it take more time for you, right? On the flip side of that, you might take a gap year, and maybe you're going to go to Costa Rica, and your parents are going to have to pay for a flight to Costa Rica, your health insurance during that year off, right? Your program expenses, etc., your study abroad, yada, yada, yada. So it could be that you're having experiences. It could be that you're stopping out to engage yourself, to travel the world, to do something like that. But that's not cheap either. And that's not getting you to that post-graduation salary that's going to help you pay off student loans and things like that. So that's the first way that college costs can be surprising, and why some people never finish, because the mounting costs just get bigger and bigger. If you're looking for academic support, we do have tutors at SupertutorTV.com/tutoring, and we have 2 online courses for the SAT and the ACT. You can find those at SupertutorTV.com. My next point is that many students don't graduate, but their loans remain. So given these statistics, you can see how 37% or even more, in some places I've seen 42% of students, don't graduate within 6 years. But all of these students still have to repay their loans, and doing so without a bachelor's degree is a lot harder than with a bachelor's degree. And it can be totally crippling when you've taken on all these loans and you're not able to pay them back. According to a recent report from the National Association of Colleges and Employers, NACE, the starting salary for the class of 2020 averaged $55,260 a year. Now, that seems a little bit high to me, but I guess if you take into consideration, very high-paying majors like engineering, computer science, things like this, where your starting salaries are going to be over $70,000, maybe even over $100,000, maybe that makes sense. This does seem a little bit high. I don't know what the survey was from. Still, you can see how there's this huge economic trade-off that if you don't get to the finish line, if you don't get to the degree, right? College just became a huge bundle of loans that you've got to pay off, and you don't have the salary necessarily to do it. So that's the second reason that college can be a lot more than people bargain for. The third thing I'm going to talk about is that if your academics slip, you can lose your merit aid or other financial aid. Oftentimes, financial aid packages come with strings attached, and that string is usually a required level of academic performance. And that rug can be pulled from under you if you don't maintain that GPA. So For students who don't maintain a GPA, college can suddenly become incredibly expensive, even if they're not kicked out of school. And that can be real drama and a real increase in expenses, right? It means you might have to take on more private loans. In any case, it means that college can be a lot more expensive than you realize. The final point that I'm going to make in this video is transfer students. One way that a lot of students try to save on college tuition is by going to community college. And it's true that your first couple of years are going to be a lot cheaper, and it's a great way to save money in general. But the 40% of community college students that transfer to four-year universities are in for potentially a surprise, in that many colleges and universities aren't interested in giving much aid to students who transfer. Because U.S. News and World Report rankings are typically based on the statistics of incoming freshmen, the retention rates of those students, all of the data there is what colleges and universities are after. They're after the best students, those wonderful merit students that are going to be freshmen. Chasing students down that are high performers that are transfer students, there's less payoff, right? Again, those statistics don't help bolster their standings. They don't help bolster their rankings. So why do they need to invest a lot of institutional funds in order to lure people? They don't. So for that reason, transfer students often have to pay full sticker price more often than students who are applying as freshmen. And you can see how as upperclassmen, we're losing aid over time, right? Some of them might not have the GPAs to maintain things. Some of them may have decided, oh, I want to major in engineering and I went to a liberal arts school, I need to transfer. And that all becomes expensive. That doesn't mean that it's a bad idea to still go to community college and transfer, nor does it mean that it's always a bad idea if you're at some other college or university and you want to transfer and you weren't a community college student, right? Sometimes transferring is the right move for you. But in any case, transfer students are often going to end up paying more for their education than the average cost of attendance would be for somebody who comes in as a freshman. So this all sounds really depressing, maybe. So on the upside, what can I say here? One thing that I can say is it's really important, if you go to college, I want you guys to work hard and I want you to graduate. I want you to get the academic support you need, and I want you to get through and to do it, in a way that's efficient and quick, because that's what's going to save you money. So that's what I'll leave you with. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you learned something new in this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. And be sure to check out all our other videos here at SupertutorTV.com. If you're looking for academic support, we do have tutors at SupertutorTV.com/tutoring. We also have lots of free videos right here if you're prepping for tests like the SAT and the ACT. And we have 2 online courses for the SAT and the ACT. You can find those at SupertutorTV.com. We're planning to try to pilot some boot camp style 2-hour SAT and ACT cram courses right before exam dates. If you want to know about when we'll be offering those with me personally live, check out our mailing list, SupertutorTV.com/subscribe. And I hope to see you guys all soon. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.